My name is Beth Ann. I live in Baltimore, Maryland. I have 3 children, 6, 4, and 2. My middle daughter, her name is Kenna. She was diagnosed with autism 2 days before her 3rd birthday. So this is kind of how we got involved with Potomac Psychiatry, just trying to figure out this whole world of autism and become the best parents we could for her. So my husband got an email and he just saw it in his email box and he said, "Hey, there's a doctor," and he forwarded me the email and he said, and I'm like a researcher at heart. I love researching. And he said, "I don't know what this is, but I think you'd be interested in learning more." And I saw Dr. Ng's information and I saw what they were doing. You know, there's a blood test and there could be a medication. And I said, "I'm making a phone call." I think I called the number 4 seconds after I got the email. I just wanted to learn more. So it kind of just took off from there. So Kenna, when she turned 3, I think in her vocabulary, she had about 3 or 4 words. I think she said dinosaur, but she didn't call me mom. She kind of would point at me. She had a lot of like filler. It would be like, dicka, 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 eat. You know, it wasn't a lot of language. It would filler and then a word, or she would point, she would bring you over to something. That's really how she communicated. So that's when she was first diagnosed, that's where we were at. I think it's almost unbelievable. I think when people meet her, you know, she's about to turn 5. It's pretty unbelievable. The other day, she stood up and put her hand over her heart and she recited the Pledge of Allegiance. And we were just like, okay, we know the Pledge of Allegiance. I didn't know we knew that. So she's able to have a full conversation. She can tell us how she's feeling. She can, you know, recite a book that she's memorized to us. I mean, without hesitation. She's using I statements now. She's advocating for herself. And that was one of the things Dr. Ng kind of really helped me understand is we want her to be able to advocate for herself. Say no when she doesn't like something. Say yes when she likes something. So to get that now is just everything to us. We're just so proud of her. I was put in touch with Dr. Ng, and some of the first calls was just him and I talking about Kenna. I think he observed her a few times over Zoom. He would just watch her play, ask me what she was into, what she liked, what she didn't like. And then he said, "Hey, you know, we have someone that can come to your house and do this blood test to see if she would qualify for the Leucovorin. They're going to look for a blockage in her blood." So a nurse came right to the house. I didn't have to take Kenna anywhere. They drew her blood and I got the results and they said, "Hey, she has a double blockage." And we're finding that this Leucovorin helps kids the most who have that double blockage. So we said, after talking more with Dr. Ng, he told it was a very safe drug. It's been used a lot. There's a lot of, you know, studies on it. So Drew and I said, okay, let's give it a shot. And she started taking it. And I'm sure parents can relate to this because Kenna's not a medicine taker. So that was part of the, how are we going to do this every day? I would crush it into yogurt, crush it into applesauce, crush it into chocolate syrup. So I found ways, and then it just became part of the routine. I think when I was going through this whole process and I was so like, okay, this is not what I was expecting. I did not think my child was going to have autism. And what does this mean? And how can I help? I was always kind of going to people that were further down the road than I was, that parents that had kids older than me. And, you know, a lot of parents that I met said, "Hey, I wish I was brought that when my kids were that age. You know, I'd never heard of this. That's amazing. Science is evolving with autism every day." So when Dr. Ng said how safe it was and there was really no side effects and, you know, it's not going to harm her, it's either going to help or do really nothing. So Drew and I said, okay, let's give it a shot. I mean, it's been the best experience. I'm so happy we found them. Like I said, we live in Baltimore now, so a lot of our correspondence with them is virtually because we don't make the drive down to DC a ton. But even the staff, the office, the doctors, everyone we met has been fantastic. Oh, he's great. I mean, I felt like when I first knew Kenna was diagnosed and she was autistic, I was so emotional talking about it. I just was a ball of emotions. And he was funny. He was caring. He would talk about his own family. He was so reassuring. He was just like, "What other questions do you have? We don't have to do it." Everything was my choice. I never felt like I had to do anything if I didn't want to. I think I'd like to say that this experience has taught me that I can't do it all by myself. Potomac Psychiatry has helped me know that there's so many tools out there. There's so many people wanting to help, wanting to teach. And through this experience, I felt like I helped other parents just say, hey, I tried this. You should try this too. I feel like when you have a child with autism, it feels very alone sometimes. You feel like you don't have a network of people to really talk to and say what you're experiencing. But meeting Dr. Ng has really helped me almost gain some confidence in myself that I can handle this with Kenna. And I just wanted to let people know what we did as a family, because I think other parents could really benefit from Leucovorin.